Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Menopause Wellness Community Live. And tonight we are going to be talking about our bones. What happens to our bones when we are navigating through this journey? So, if you are interested, do come in and say hello. And if you know anyone that will be interested also, do come in, do let them know. Hi, Samantha, how are you? I hope everyone's well this evening. We've been talking about different things related to the menopause. So a few days ago, we spoke about skincare, how the menopause has an impact on skin, and we talked about menopause and the breast. So tonight we are going to have a conversation about our bones. This is what we're going to talk about this evening. So, welcome to the live, everyone. Welcome to the live. Hey, Poetic Angel, how are you? How are you? Good evening, grand evening. How has your day been? How's your day? Yeah, so we're going to talk about bone health and we're going to carry on this theme. We've got to talk about lots of different things so we can just understand a bit more what this journey is doing to our body, because it absolutely has an impact on everything. Okay, so we will talk about bone health, our bones, and as you know, do come in and say hello. Those of you on the For You page also, please feel free to come in and say hello. If you've got a question, pop it in the chat. Pop it in the comments. If you rather not pop your question in the comments, then you can just reach out to me thereafter. Okay, you can reach out to me via email or DM as well. So, what happens to your bones? So, does anyone have any aches and pains, any stiffness, back pain? Let me know if you are experiencing any of this. Good to hear that, Poetic Angel. I'm good. I've had a good day. I went to work today, actually, so for a few hours. But yeah, good day, very good day. Yeah, definitely. So this evening we are going to be talking about bone health, menopause and our bones. What happens to our bones during the menopause journey? Do share the live. I'm going to share as well. Do share the live. Let people know that we are here this evening. We're here for an hour. So I'm gonna crack on. But let me know if you are. How are your bones? How have your bones been feeling? Thank you. How have your bones been feeling? Do you have any aches, any pains, stiffness? You know, all of a sudden you're getting up out of the chair, and you feel quite achy, right? So what happens to our bones during menopause? We're going to talk about that. Okay. So we know this estrogen. Estrogen plays, or estrogen, however you pronounce it. Estrogen plays a big role in keeping our bones strong. And we know that. It helps balance, okay, how our bodies build new bone and break down old bone. So that's what it does. So when the levels start to drop, when they start to decline, even at the point when they're fluctuating during menopause, okay, the balance shifts. So we start to lose bone. That's what we start to do. We start to lose bone faster than we can rebuild it. So this is what's happening. So this leads to bone thinning. So our bones can become thinner. This is known as osteopenia. So osteopenia is lower than normal bone mineral density. So it's not osteoporosis, osteopenia. That's what is. It's lower than normal bone density. All right, mineral bone density. And so that's what happens. Welcome everyone to the Menopause Community Live. Welcome. We are talking about this evening menopause and our bones. So I'm just going through what happens to our bones during the menopause. If you've got any questions, please pop it in the chat for me, and I'll get to those. It is not the same estrogen then causes women to have fibroids, is it? Hold on, I'll come back to that question in a moment, okay? I'll come back to that question in a moment. And welcome to the community. So what I was saying is that this leads to the bone thinning in, and then this is known as osteopenia. And in some cases, osteoporosis. So it can then lead to osteoporosis. The difference between osteopenia, as I just mentioned, thank you very much, Just Empress, as I just mentioned, osteopenia is lower than normal bone mineral density, okay? Where osteoporosis is actually a disease, a bone disease. So it's categorized by weak and brittle bones. So around most women lose up to 20% of their bone density in the first 5 to 7 years after menopause. Remembering menopause is that one day. So after that one day, you're now in postmenopause, but you lose about 20% of your bone density. That's a lot, okay? So that's why it's so important to focus on bone health early. So we don't have to wait until our menopause. We should be focusing on bone health as soon as possible. Yeah. Yeah, it's all connected as well. That's why it's all connected. So that again, 20% of bone density is lost in the first 5 to 7 years. Okay. So we're going to talk about things around, and do let me know if anyone's got any aches and pains, and it comes on all of a sudden. Sometimes it can just come on all of a sudden, just like that. I got to give a shout out to my community ambassadors. I've seen Just Empress is in the house. Poetic Angel is in the house. We also have Claire. I haven't seen Claire yet. Claire, Samantha, and Lulu are 5 community ambassadors. I just got to give them a shout out. Thank you very much, ladies. I wouldn't know what to do without you. So I remember learning this and thinking, wow, this isn't something we can feel happening. When our bones, our bones, as they lose their density, we really can't feel it happening until we get to the point where we get the aches, we get the pains, and then we're thinking, what's going on, right? So it's really important to look after our bones. So let me know in the chat what you are doing to look after your bones. What are you doing? Is there anything in particular that you are doing to look after your bones? Why don't I GP? Okay, I'm going to start answering some questions in a moment as well. Let me know what you're doing, because I'll give some hints around what we can do. Okay, so it's really important before we even get to that point. Remember, I'll repeat that percentage again. So it was actually 20%. Most women lose up to 20% of their bone density in the first 5 to 7 years after menopause. Now, remembering menopause is one day, right? So after that, and the whole journey from perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. But within that time, 20% of our bone density is gone. Okay. So I'm going to go on to some signs and risk factors. So you might not notice bone loss until something happens. So like I said, you don't necessarily notice your bone loss. But then when something happens, that's when you may realise, or when you go to the GP or go for x-rays and things like that, that's when they may I'd be able to identify that. So like a backache may happen, loss of height. You can actually lose your height. I know I've shrunk. I've definitely shrunk. I'm not as tall as I used to be. So you can shrink, okay, or a fracture after a small fall. And it may be a small fall. I know women that have just twisted their ankle slightly and broken their ankle. Okay, so things like that can happen. So things can increase, this can increase the risk, and the risks can include things like low calcium or vitamin D intake. So we've got to really be upping our vitamin D intake. And if you haven't, if you don't take vitamin D and it's not something that you are used to taking, again, I would go and speak to a GP about it. Okay, so things that can increase risk include family history of osteoporosis. So if you've got a history of osteoporosis in your family, then that could increase your risk of bone density and the osteoporosis as well. Low calcium intake. So if you're not taking calcium, not taking vitamin D, that can as well be a risk. Smoking can be a risk. So if you are a smoker, it could, and actually smoking, you may well know this, but smoking thins your blood vessels. It thins your blood vessels, smoking. So smoking or high alcohol intake. Also early menopause or surgical menopause. Okay, so those are the things that can increase the risk of loss of bones and loss of bone density. So how can we protect? How can we then protect and strengthen our bones? Most importantly, because as our bones are losing density, can we start building back the strength in our bones? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, it's going to be different for everyone. It is absolutely going to be different for everyone. And if you have a medical condition, then it's going to be something that you will need to speak to your GP about, okay, or your specialist. DC, I'm going to come back to your question in a little while, okay? I'm just going to go through about protecting our bones and strengthening our bones. Welcome to the community. So calcium. So aim for 1,000 to 1,200 mg a day. So you may take calcium in different ways through food. You may take tablets, because I know at the moment I'm taking the cod liver oil and they've actually got calcium in there. So there's different ways you're going to be able to do that. And again, remember, if you're not doing this already and you want to start doing it and you're thinking of doing it, you may need to go and speak to your GP for further advice as well. So think dairy. You can have dairy if you do drink milk. Calcium, leafy greens, almonds are quite good, and also tofu. You can get some calcium from that. Vitamin D. Think about increasing your vitamin D intake if you're not taking any vitamin D. If you're lacking vitamin D, essential for calcium absorption. So get safe sunlight exposure or consider a supplement. So this is why it's really good in the summer. We can get our vitamin D from the sun, right? But now embarking on the winter months, we don't have much sun at all. So we may have to think about, okay, there's no summer. How are we going to get as much vitamin D as possible? So just consider those things. Protein. Okay, so bones need protein too. So we can include fish, eggs, beans and lentils. That's if you like those things. So there are going to be other things as well. So do your research and find out what you can use for protein to help with your bones as well. Try and limit caffeine and alcohol, which I've just mentioned. That can that's not going to help our bone density. I'm not saying to stop it, but these are things that we need to just consider. So because your caffeine and your alcohol can reduce calcium absorption. Okay, so that's what it can do. Movement and exercise. Let's try and move. Our bodies our bodies don't appreciate us being still for hours on end. So try and just try moving, exercising, weight bearing, exercising, like walking, dancing. If you like dancing, put some music on at home and dance away, just dance away in the living room. Just put some music on. Stair climbing as well. Anything where you're working against gravity. So that's all going to be helpful. Strength training in, if you like going to the gym, or even at home, you may have some weights at home. So you can do strength training. Light weights or resistant bands help build muscle and bone. So that's why that's going to be good. Balance exercises. Yoga, Pilates can reduce falls by improving strength and stability. So these are things that we just need to be considering. It's a lifestyle choice, right? I'm not saying that you must go and do this, but these are things that we can think about, because remember, what works for one person may not work for somebody else. This is not a one size fit all. And if you do have health conditions, it may be that you need to go and speak to your GP about what is best for you, because strength training may not be the best fit for you. All right. Remember, this is your journey. So you're going to find out what works for you, what fits, So lifestyle and wellness. Avoid smoking. I mentioned smoking. Yeah, smoking just ends up reducing your vessels. Okay, it's not very good. And manage stress as well. Think about stress, removing yourself from stress. How are you managing your stress? Yeah, because cortisol can weaken bones as well. And when we are stressed, we've got lots of it. Prioritize rest. Very important. Rest is very important because your body rebuilds at night. So this is why when we are sleeping, this is when our body repairs itself, as many of you will know. So if we are sleeping and we are having interrupted sleep, particularly if we're having night sweats, it doesn't do too well for our bodies. Yeah, it can have an impact on us. So that's what we're going to be trying to do. I'm going to come back to this because I'm going to go and start answering some questions, and I'll come back to the emotional and mindset things of the bones, our menopause and the bones. Right, I'm going to come back to some questions. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Menopause Wellness Community Live. Welcome. If you've missed my notice that comes up, my name is Jackie. I'm a menopause wellness practitioner, as well as a menopause nutrition and weight loss management practitioner. If you are part of the community, welcome. If you're not part of the community and you would like to be part of the community, then just give us a follow. I need advice on how to best look after my bone. I know about strength training. Hi. Is it Ninja? Hi Ninja, how are you? Thank you for your question, or thank you for. So you need advice on how to look. So what are you doing at the moment? So you said you know about strength training. Are you doing any strength training? Because we just mentioned, we talked about nutrition. Okay, nutrition. Good nutrition is going to whatever. I mentioned about the foods that you're going to be eating that will help with the bones. Exercising. Strength training, yes, is one, but even walking will help. And I've personally noticed the difference. I walk 2 hours a day. That's what I do. And if I'm working, I will get up earlier in the morning and go and walk before I go to work. This morning I went for a 2-hour walk before I went to work. And I noticed the difference. When I sit down for long periods of time, say for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, when I get up now, I don't feel my bones feeling as stiff as they used to, because I've been consistent with walking. Hi Charlene, welcome to the community. I'm 37 and I've just in early menopause. Thank you very much for the heart me. Early menopause. So Charlene, are you perimenopause? Are you perimenopause? Estrogen blocker, any advice, please? DC, when you say estrogen blocker, any advice? What do you mean? What is it doing? Blocking? Vitamin D should take with vitamin K. Hi, Jones Glow. So vitamin D, yeah, I mean, there is vitamin K as well. Again, if you've not taken it before, go and speak to your GP and ask for some advice around it. Your GP should be privy to your health, any health conditions. So remembering, yes, you can take those things. If you're taking them already, it's great. But just be mindful about if you are not taking them, please go and seek some advice. Okay. So, because there's always going to be, you have to find out what the side effects are as well, things, right? Get to know your body and get to know what's working and what's not working. What about jogging? Jogging's good. Annie's Art Berlin. Welcome. Jogging is good. So walking, jogging, any form of exercise like that. Yeah. I mean, some people prefer not to jog because I jog a little, but I don't really enjoy jogging because particularly on the solid ground because it has an impact on my joints. So maybe on a track, like at an athletics track, it's a softer ground, isn't it? As well, grass area, things like that. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for the reposts. Not having monthly. It's been 9 months. Okay, Charlene. So if it's been 9 months, it sounds as though you are in perimenopause. But you have to go a full 12 months without a monthly before you hit menopause. Must be 12 consecutive months. Hi, Claire. How are you? Claire is in the house. I'm just catching up with the messages. I'm so behind of the messages and all the comments. Welcome everyone to the Menopause Wellness community. We're talking about bones, how the menopause can impact our bones, and how important it is to look after our bones as well. Why do we wait until we start feeling aches and pains before we start thinking, oh, I really need to look after myself? Let's start sooner rather than later and encourage those individuals who are about to embark on menopause. Encourage them to look after their bones, look after their health now. We sometimes wait until it's a bit late, too late. Thank you for the follow, everyone. Hi, Sexy K. Frozen shoulder. Ninja. Oh, my goodness. Let's not even talk about frozen shoulder. You just swore at me, to be honest with you. Frozen shoulder. And you know, a frozen shoulder, it can be a symptom of other things like trapped nerves, but it can also is a symptom of menopause as well, perimenopause and menopause. This is not a joke. Frozen shoulders are not nice. I had one for about 10 months, and one day it just went. I don't even know what that's it. I tried acupuncture, and I had acupuncture about 3 times. And then probably a few days later, I woke up and the frozen shoulder had disappeared. That was quite fortunate. Frozen shoulders are not a joke. Not a joke. I'm 56. DC. Why does this not... 56, I may be too old for this chat. Went through menopause. Well, DC... You're 56 and you went through when you say you went through menopause at 46, what do you mean by that? Because there's the stages of menopause, perimenopause, menopause is actually 1 day, and then you're now in postmenopause. And post-menopause, we're in post-menopause for the rest of our lives. So I'm presuming from what you've said that you... I'm trying to see the rest of your comment as well. Presuming from what you've said, I can only read part of your message at the moment, that you're no longer... You don't have any symptoms anymore? Are you still having symptoms? Let me find your one. Has anyone ever been had a frozen shoulder? I had two the same. Oh my goodness me. Gonzo. Welcome, welcome. Both of your shoulders were frozen. That is, I'm sorry to hear that. A frozen shoulder is not a joke. It's horrible. You cannot even raise your arm or anything. I was post at 46. Okay, so post at 46. Are you still experiencing any symptoms at the moment? Are you experiencing any symptoms? No strength training at the moment, eating well. Okay, good that you're eating well. Fantastic, fantastic. And this, sometimes we don't realise that what we choose to eat will absolutely have an impact, can absolutely have an impact on our health. Okay, on our bones, on everything, our heart health, our skin, everything. So we really need to ensure that we are eating well. I'm going to say well. We are eating well. Okay, because this healthy eating is different for everyone. But we need to ensure that we're eating well. Food absolutely plays a big part in it. Okay. Yes, walking is good. Walking is very good. I actually lost weight from walking. I walked for probably about just in a week, a whole week of walking. My 2-hour walk every single day. I actually did it longer than a week. It was 10 days straight. And I lost weight from just walking. I wasn't running or anything, just walking. So walking is very good. Thank you for the follow. Feel free to reach out to any of our community ambassadors. Our community ambassadors are with us this evening. Claire, Just Empress, Poetic Angel. And we also have Samantha and Lulu. I've not seen Samantha. Lulu's away at the moment, so we are missing her. But feel free to reach out. I'm going to thank you for the follow, everyone. Thank you for all the shares, the reposts. I'm just I have calcium deposits in my shoulder. However, I go to the gym. I agree. Yeah. Hi, Alison. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, frozen shoulders can take, is it Lani? Welcome, welcome. Frozen shoulders can take some time. And they can be very painful. Absolutely painful. Eating sensible, yeah. Absolutely. I agree with you, Alison. Eating sensibly. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes we want that, we do crave that sweet, the chocolate or something else that we know that we should not be eating. Do you know what I say? If you are craving it, why not have it? It's all in moderation. Eat it, enjoy it, and then just move on. That's what I say. Because I haven't had chocolate for about 3-4 months now. And I'm telling you, when I go to eat it, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm absolutely going to enjoy it. I do my walking in the gym. That's fantastic, Claire. This is it. It's whatever works for you. Whatever is working for you. And don't let anyone tell you, when something's working for you, don't let anyone else tell you that actually, no, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, it's working for me, right? This is your journey. So whatever's working for you, that's fantastic. Please answer me. Is menopause? All these things are clipping up so quickly. No one ever knows about I'm just gonna check the is that I'm just checking, double checking what that is, DC. Just to double check. I think I know what it is. Okay. It's a hormone therapy used primarily to treat hormone receptor positive breast. Okay. Yes, because things like your cancer, you might want to join us when Petra is going live with us as well. We have Petra Boddington coming on, and she's actually a cancer ambassador as well. She works alongside women who are, and men actually, a lot of women who are navigating through menopause, and they have had cancer as well. So yeah, it can. I've just seen someone's question, and I'm just trying to find it again because I've just read that. I didn't read the question, but best supplements for perimenopause, please. Summer, I have a list of supplements. And again, I can't just say to you, go and take this, because what works for one person may not work for someone else. But supplements are things like I take evening primrose with starflower oil. I take my cod liver oil tablets. The cod liver oil's got calcium in it. I take the one with the calcium in it. So there's so many vitamins out there, so many supplements out there. You will have to go and do your research, because the thing is, when we are navigating through the menopause, because there are so many symptoms, you're going to probably end up taking quite a few things to support each symptom. There's not one thing that supports every symptom. So this is why in my cupboard I take so many different things. But I have got a list, Summer, that you can reach out to me and I can send you over a list of herbs and spices. Okay, all I need is your email. Don't pop it in the chat. If you send me a DM or send me an email, and I can send that to you this evening. I'll send you that. Hi, Hannah. I went to my doctor today and he said there's no test for menopause. Okay, there's no test for menopause. There's blood tests that can show you if your hormone levels are out of sync. That's what it can. So you can take a blood test. And the blood test will show if you... there are markers. So it depends on the blood test you take. There are some... And I'm going to do a live on the different blood tests as well. I'm going to try and get a GP in as well. Ask Dr. Barbara to come back so we can have a discussion about it. There's different blood tests that you can take, and it will show you. So that each of the blood tests will say... The one marker is like, say, your hormone levels are at 30. If it's higher than that, then they can see that you are in menopause. You are in your menopause journey. Speak to your GP and ask them for specific blood tests. There are blood tests. We're definitely going to do a live on the blood tests that you can request from your GP. That's okay, DC. Okay. So let's go back to... I'm just checking for any more questions before I go back to how we can help with strengthen our bones. How are we going to help strengthen our bones? Okay. I think that was the last one. So I'm going to go back to this information. Okay. So... we talked about movement and exercise, okay? The different forms of exercise. And I'm not prescribing you to say, do this form of exercise. You will find out which exercise is going to be benefit to you. You may not like and enjoy yoga or Pilates, so you're going to do something else, right? Lifestyle and wellness. So this is about supporting your bones, particularly during your journey through the menopause. Okay. My period stopped after being frequent 4 years, not having a period then, and had 4 days. Hi, Jammy Dodger. Names. Jammy Dodger, welcome. Yeah, it sounds like that's a classic example of erratic. Your periods have now become erratic. And are you taking any HRT? Because that's your period stopped for 4 years. 4 years not having a period, then 1. Okay, that's not normal. So I hope you would go and see the GP about that. Because to have nothing for 4 years and then start again, and this is why I was asking you, are you on HRT? So lifestyle and wellness. Avoid. We talked about smoking, about stress. Prioritize rest. So lots of you are walking. Some of you may be dancing. Someone said they were jogging. So those sort of things all are going to be beneficial. So bone health isn't just physical, it's emotional too. So stress, important that we, try and remove as much stress out of our lives. Sometimes it can be challenging. It absolutely can. So just think about what is stressing you. Can you remove that stress? Is it a person? Is it something else? Yeah. So just think about that. So this is about standing tall in our power, right? Quite literally. We have to be mindful about how we are going to support our bone health. Remember, this journey we are navigating through, it's taking away our bone density. How are we going to then strengthen the bones that we have, that bone density we have left? Okay, so think about doing that. The GP sent me to hospital and they said I have a small growth in my uterus, nothing to worry about. Okay, so have they told you what it is? I'm hearing someone say, oh, you've got this and it's nothing to worry about. What is it? We really need to be better advocates for ourselves. If someone is telling us that we have something, did they explain what it is exactly, rather than just saying to you, it's a small growth and it's nothing to worry about? Stress makes my brain focus so bad. Yeah, it can do. Stress isn't a good thing to have. It can make you unwell. Stress can absolutely make you unwell. Hi DH177. Someone mentioned patches to stop mood swings and depression during perimenopause. Not estrogen patches, HRT patches. And you don't know if these are going to work for you until you try. Remember, one size does not fit all. There are many people in the community that HRT patches are working well, and others that they said that it hadn't worked for them, it doesn't work for them. So it's a trial and error. And while you are trying things and it may not work, just keep going to try and find something that works for you. I have to go back to further scan. No, they said it's nothing. It's a period. Okay. I think that when we go to see GPs and when we go for consultations and have tests and things, sometimes, they don't give us enough explanation about things. And sometimes, it's on us because we don't ask the right questions sometimes. And if we're not asking the right questions, they may not just divulge the appropriate information to us. I hope everything works out well, Jammy Dodger. These names are so creative, I tell you. A small growth, nothing more. Okay. I do netball and it's hi Shireen. I was on patches for 2 years and thought it was going well until I started to use the gel. Okay, so the gel, the work. So you went on from patches to gel, and this is the thing. It's trial and error. You tried the patches for 2 years and now you're saying that you're on the gel, and I'm hoping that the gel's a lot better for you. trial and error. And sometimes it can be frustrating. It may take someone a few weeks to identify what's working well for them. It may take someone months. It may take someone years. So everyone's going to be different. Give yourself some grace while you are trying to find out what works for you. Remember, this journey is one thing, and then there is a second journey that you are going to identify what is working for you, what's not going to work for you. Joe was an absolute game changer for me. That's fantastic to hear, Ninja. Fantastic to hear. It's always good to hear that when someone, you know, the HRT is working for them, the gels, the patches, the sprays. It's always great to hear. Okay. I'm going to go back to... I've got... Okay. So my Brompton and me, welcome to the live. And thank you for your sharing that information. So your knee pain. Are you able to walk? Is your knee painful? Are you able to move it? And have you seen the GP as well? It could be related to menopause, but it could be related to something else. It's always good to go to your GP to get a referral to get things ruled out. Okay, I know it takes time to get a referral and go to see a specialist on, but it's good to just get things ruled out. And I would always ask that question: have you spoken to your GP about it? Because sometimes, particularly us women, when we are in pain, a lot of the time we will turn around and say, oh, it'll go away tomorrow, it'll be fine, I'll be fine. Well, you're not fine. This is why your body is paining you. It's shouting out to you to listen. There's something not quite right. Okay, this is why our body's giving us signals. So I am having panic attacks. Hi, Joe. Thank you for sharing. High blood pressure. Okay. Have you gone to see your GP, Joe? Have you gone to see a GP? And I'm sorry that you have been experiencing that. Like 2 years is a long time to be experiencing that. And as well, I would question, is there a reason why that if you're saying that you've got high blood pressure, is there a reason why, you're on meds. Sorry, I read that wrong. You're on meds. So have you gone back to see your GP about that? Yes, I'm having clicking, popping, grinding, locking issues. I'm under. Okay, so you're under a specialist, so that's good. It's good to hear that you're under a specialist. And I hope everything gets sorted out, because it's not a joke, isn't it? The moment your knees, you don't realise how precious your joints are until something happens, right? Yes, been on HRT for a few years and blood pressure meds. I went from impossible. Okay. They don't know why. Okay, Joe. Joe, I would recommend that if your GPs don't know why, I would recommend you go and get a second opinion from another GP. Maybe there's another GP in your surgery and get a second opinion. I went from possible long COVID to possible. Oh, sorry to hear that. Is it a Lucas? Sorry to hear that. Oh dear. There's a lot going on. There's an absolute lot going on. It's more panic attacks than me. It's like I'm a nightmare. if you, yeah, I'll just, again, go and seek a second opinion, because it's absolutely not a nice, I cannot imagine that it's a nice feeling that, you know, you're experiencing that, but you feel that you're not getting the right support. Oh, the hospital gave you the blood pressure meds. Okay. Did they tell you what your blood pressure was? Did they tell you? 56 going on 70. GP kept saying I wasn't menopause. I'm 54. Okay. Sometimes GPs don't. They will say that sometimes. I experienced the same thing, and I got sent away 3 times. Remember, I mentioned 2 days ago, GPs only have 1 hour of menopause training. Okay, 1 hour is not a long time. Unless they go off in addition to that and then go and do some more studies, then that's when they're going to have lots more knowledge. So please, when you are going to see your GPs about potentially menopause or your menopause, okay, until you have it confirmed. And to be honest with you, I can't even say that. I'm going to take that back. When you're going to your GP, go armed with information. That's what you need to do. Go armed with information, because it's going to be likely that your GP may have only had 1 hour of menopause training, which is not a lot of time. It's okay to go to your GP and take some information. Right, this is the research that I've done, so this is what's going on, this is what's happening. Don't be afraid to take more information with you. It just may be that your GP doesn't know. And always ask as well, ask your GP, do they have a menopause specialist on site, menopause nurse, menopause practitioner, or do they have a menopause clinic that they can refer you to? They may not share this information willy-nilly. They may not share this information, not that they don't want to, but a lot of the time, because we don't answer questions, they're not going to share it free like that. Yeah, definitely, Joe. Definitely. All right, I'm going to go back. 38. I'm going to go back and continue with how we can support our bone health. We talked about food. We talked about nutrition, food, nutrition, movement, exercising, and stresses. We talked about that as well. What else is there? Emotional and mindset connection. Okay, we said bone health isn't just physical, it's also emotional. So our bones carry us through life, and just like the rest of our bodies, they respond to care, movement and love. So we have to look after our bones, right? We can't go and replace them. We can't take them back and change them. So we have to look after the bones that we have. Hi, Lynn. If something isn't working on HRT, it doesn't mean the docs will up the dosage. No, not necessarily, but they should be reviewing your HRT. Should be reviewing. But they ask you to give your HRT some time, don't they? Is it 3 months they ask you to at least try it for? Do confirm that, because please confirm that in the chat, because I am not an HRT girly. HRT has just never been for me. Is spotting part of menopause and in between periods? Yes, you can spot. Spotting is not part. So spotting, it sounds like perimenopause. If you are in postmenopause and you're spotting, that's not normal. So I'd go and see the GP. Did you mention what part of the journey you're at, my Brompton and me? My Brompton and me, also, you may be interested in getting a list of the menopause and perimenopause symptoms, which I will send over to you if you wish. Please feel free to reach out to me and I'll send it to you this evening. There's lots of symptoms on there. How to lose weight. Okay, DC. There's lots of different ways to lose weight, and everyone will lose weight differently. So, for example, for me, I've been focusing on being healthy, a lot more healthier than I was before. And going for walks, like I said, I go for a walk 2 hours every time I go for a walk. I go to the gym every so often. I haven't been for a week, but try and do it 2 days. But along with your exercise, it's important that you manage your eating well. Okay, you eat well. Now, remember, when we want to lose weight, when we're trying to lose weight, it is 80% diet, 20% exercise. So think of it that way. 80% diet, 20% exercise. And a lot of the time, we may not recognize what we are eating because of our busy day, a busy lifestyle. So we're just grabbing and eating on the go. I would always recommend that you carry out, if you haven't done already, carry out a food diary. So whether that is for 7 days period or a 5-day period, 7 days you're going to get a better overview. And just look at what you are eating. Just jot down everything that you've been eating. And that, even if you have gum, jot that down. Okay? Everything that you eat and everything that you drink. And then over that 7-day period, analyze that food diary. You may identify when it's in front of you, you may identify at that point that you don't drink a lot of water, or you drink lots of fizzy drinks. You eat a lot of sugar, or you eat lots of carbs. This is why I encourage you. So we've all got habits, and right now, particularly through this journey, it's going to be a thing where we have to unlearn our habits and then relearn the best habits. I've got premature. Okay. Right. Is there anything different to consider with early menopause before the age of 43? Is there anything different to consider? I wouldn't know. Ruth. Hi, Ruth. Welcome to the community. No, I would say exactly the same things to consider. All your, even the bone health, heart health, is just everything. And 43, and 43, are you in perimenopause? You say early menopause, and you meaning because of your age? Is that why you're saying early menopause? Do correct me if I'm wrong. Is that what you're saying, early menopause? Because when we look at menopause, they say between the ages of 45 to 55, it can happen a lot earlier. Absolutely a lot earlier. I had period for 2 years after menopause, told the doctor, and he said I was fine. Oh my goodness me. How do you feel about your doctor saying that to you? Hi, fish, and no period for 2 years. Okay, so you had no period for 2 years. So yeah, that's post-menopause then. You're in post-menopause. Okay. If I can't remember who I said about the list, the symptoms list. Please let me know if you'd like the list of symptoms, perimenopause and menopause symptoms, and I can send that out to you this evening. Okay. Ruth, not sure. Did I just ask you? Yeah, it sounds as though because you've had 2 years of no cycle, it's post-menopause. Yeah. So reach out to me, and I'll send them out this evening for you. Okay. So just think about when you are. We talked about bones this evening. Thinking about move your body. Okay, so these are just some takeaways for you to think about. Moving your body. Are you moving your body enough? Okay, your body will let you know if you're not moving enough, because it will probably start feeling like it's seizing up. Okay, those stiff bones. So try and move your body. Are you nourishing your bones? Okay, are you eating well to nourish your bones? And are you getting enough sunlight? I know we're embarking into the winter months now in the UK. If you're not in the UK and you are in the sun, that's great. Are we getting enough sunshine? And if we're not, thinking about how we can replace that, if at all possible, let's go on holiday if we can. And rest. It's really important to rest. Okay? Really, really important to rest. Okay, so a lot of the time we have Speak Your Truth segments. I don't know if anyone would want to come up and speak about their journey or ask any questions. Right, I'll open up the chat and see if anyone would want to come up. You don't have to come up, but I'm going to open up the chat. Open up the platform and see if anyone would like to come up. Oh, I can't do it today for some reason. All right, it's not allowing me to anyway. That's fine. All right, so can I meet you? DC, meet me where? What are you talking about? Can you meet me where? What do you mean by that? Hi, Chanel. How are you? Okay. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the shares, everyone. Thank you. I need a one-to... Oh, yeah, DC, definitely. I do one-to-ones as well. So, yeah, just reach out to me. Send me a DM. If your DM's not opened, send me an email. Go onto the page, the community page, and there's an email link. Click on the email link and it will open up the email to the Menopause Wellness community. I'm the only one who has that email, so I'm the only one who's going to read that message. DC should come to the face-to-face. Yeah, there is. Do you know what, Claire? That may be postponed because there's not enough people that's registered for that. So I'm gonna decide tomorrow. Make a decision tomorrow because not enough people have registered. So we're gonna likely postpone the Embracing Menopause event for later on in the new year, probably in January. And I may consider it to be on a Saturday rather than a Monday. And what I didn't realise is half term, isn't it? I didn't even realise because my children are older now. I did not realise it was half term. Yes, please message me. I will, DC. Is your DMs open for me to message you? Anytime anyone asks me to message them and I go to message them and their DMs are not open, I can't send a message. How many people do you need to register? At least 20. At least 20. And if 20 people do not register by tomorrow afternoon, then I'm going to postpone it. DC. So I'm going to reach out to you. Let me see. DC. Okay. As long as I can send you a message, then I will. But you can send me a message and I'll reply to you. But I absolutely can see you on a one-to-one basis. So yeah, Claire, I'm going to see, yeah, that is sad, but if there's not enough registered, then I can't justify doing the event. But guess what, though? It's 10-2. Guess what? It's going to happen tomorrow. I had a cancellation tomorrow, so I'm not training. I was supposed to be training and I've had a cancellation. I'll bring 20 of my friends. So yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great. So because I've got a cancellation for training tomorrow, for the first time, I am going to be going live at 9 a.m. in the morning until midday, and I'm going to be having our very first menopause drop-in. So if you want to stop by at any point, just come in, and you can, again, it's all about meeting like-minded people, connecting, being heard and understood, and also asking questions. I'm just trialing it to see how it goes. I'm also thinking about maybe having the menopause drop-in off of here and maybe on Zoom or Teams. So it's a bit more personal, because here many people may not want to ask questions. Yeah. Where is your base, Queen? I'm based in Kent. I'm in Kent, the Garden of England. That's where I'm based. But the menopause, Embracing Menopause event was happening in Sidcup. There's still time. I could wake up tomorrow and there's 20, 30 people who's registered. If that's the case, then I will just continue with the event. But if there's not enough people who are registered, and I totally forgot, and this is on me, I didn't realise it was half term and schools are no longer. So many people may not be able to attend because they've got their children, and children are not part of the event. And I didn't think about that because my children are grown up. So I don't even know about half term. I just even when my grandchildren are off school, I say, they're not at school. Mum, it's half term. Yeah, I don't know. Are you going to do the event in London? I will be doing the event next year in London. Absolutely. This event on the 20th would have been our very first event as a community. So this is what I'm not going to cancel it. I'm just going to postpone it until January. That's what I'm going to do. If not enough people sign up. I'm in Hertfordshire and don't drive. And you know what, Queen Sheba? I'm going to be looking at repeating events all over the UK. That's what I'm going to be doing. I am going to start doing more face-to-face events. So I may do like a meet up and chat, and maybe go for like a coffee. I don't even drink coffee, but go for, something like that. And then do one in the southeast, do one in southwest, do one in Birmingham, wherever, all over, so everyone can get to join. But for now, we're going to have quite a few events online, and not on here, but via Zoom or via Teams, because then that way we're not going to have any trolls, right? I'm near Dartford Tunnel in Essex. Okay, yeah, that's not far from where I am. I'm in the Medway Towns. So yeah, so everyone can get able to attend if they would like to, then I'm going to look at some venues further into London, and then also look at venues all over the UK as well. Let's just see. I'm going to accept. I've just sent you accept. DC.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
Do you know what, sweetheart? All I've got to say to you is I never do a live or anything like that. But all I've got to say to you, when I know that you're up, I just want to say thank you.
Oh,
You are
you're welcome.
amazing.
You're welcome, DC.
And that's all I've got to say to you. You know, like obviously my situation's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because you've got a lot of maybe younger girls on your live.
Yeah.
And, as I explained earlier on, I went through my menopause at 46.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I got breast cancer at 53.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But, what I just don't understand, and no one's like sort of answering me. They've put me on this tablet to block the estrogen. So what it's done, it's put me back in the menopause again.
Yeah. Did they tell you that was going to happen?
Yeah. And they told me only 5 years I have to be on this, but now it's going to be 10 years. But anyway, that's relevant. you know, I just wanted to say to you, thank you.
Oh,
And
you're welcome.
whatever meetings you've got, please let me know. In Basildon, Essex.
Okay.
I do drive,
Yeah.
but I'd really like to meet you and your team because I really do need support.
Yeah. Well, we're here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
Lovely.
That's the scheduled live. If you're not following, follow, and then it will come up.
Yeah, I do follow, and it does
Okay.
come up.
Great.
So yeah,
Great.
cool.
But great. No, thank you. And I do one-to-ones as well. So, just reach out.
Yeah,
Just reach out.
look up tamoxifen for me, darling.
Yes, I have. I had it. I just looked it up. I just saw it.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It makes, like you was talking about, your bones.
Yeah.
It does a lot of things to you,
Yeah.
which GPs and oncologists
Yeah.
don't really explain. They just say to you, no, you need to take it, you need to take it. Well,
Yeah.
why do I need to take it?
And you got to ask about, and this is what I'm talking about, being an advocate for ourselves. We need to ask the right question. So if you're telling me that I need to take it, what are
Why?
the benefits and what are my risks?
Thank you,
Do the
sweetheart.
benefits outweigh
Thank
the
you.
risks? Yeah?
Thank you. And that's exactly what I said to my oncologist. Why are you putting him up to 10 years?
Yeah.
Again, because you're a high risk of reoccurrence. Well, that's him saying that. But do
Yeah.
I actually really want to believe that? You know,
Yeah.
do I need quality of life? Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But
Yes.
anyway, I'm not keeping you anymore.
Thank you very much, DC.
I
I
can't wait
appreciate
to
you.
see you and meet you. But thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a
Keep
lovely
strong,
evening.
ladies. Keep
Yeah.
strong.
Oh, bless.
Bye, darlings. Bye,
Bye.
bye, bye.
I absolutely adore this community. I'm so glad I set it up, and it's only been March I set this up, and I really appreciate everyone in this community. If you are part of the community, you know what we do here. If you are new to the community and you would like to be part of the community, then just follow. We meet up every Tuesday, Thursdays and Sundays. Like I said, I do impromptu lives. Tomorrow will be an impromptu trial for the menopause drop-in. So I'm going to be on from 9 a.m. in the morning until midday. So if you're around and you just want to come in and chat with everyone and just want to have a conversation, we don't have to talk about menopause. We can talk about absolutely anything. Okay, but menopause is a focus, and I'm so proud that this community is we've got a voice here. We absolutely have a voice. We are going to be heard, and we're definitely going to be understood, because we're going to make people understand us. This menopause is a real thing. It is literally 2 minutes to go before we sign off, and you know what? What's today? I'm going to ask the same thing every time I ask the same thing. Do you know, actually, I do not remember what day it is. It's just another day to me. It really is. Is it Thursday today? Thursday. Okay, so tomorrow I'm on doing the thank you. Hi Shahana, thank you. Tomorrow I'm going to be back on. It's not a scheduled live. It's a trial, and I'm looking at doing a menopause drop-in. Whether I could remain it on here or whether I take it on a virtual Zoom or Teams, I'm going to see, and I'm going to ask you, everyone, what would you prefer? But it's going to be on here tomorrow, 9 a.m. till midday. So I'm going to end the live, and I always end it in two ways. The first way I end it is I send a virtual hug to everyone, virtual hug. And the second way is I just remind you that you're not alone. You really are not alone. And if you do feel alone after the live has ended, please reach out to someone who you trust, someone that will listen, and someone that will understand you. Menopause Wellness Community. Have a blessed evening, and my ambassadors, thank you. Thank you very much. Mwah to you all. Have a blessed evening, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow, if not on Sunday. Bye.